Hey, what's going on, everyone? Hope you're having a good day whenever and wherever you are. This reading is going to be timeless. Today, I kind of got up and I thought to myself, I kind of want to do a reading about a divine masculine and a divine feminine. So I got two decks here, and one is about the divine masculine and one is about the divine feminine. All right, it's about their journeys and how they come together and how they can work through certain things. Yeah, so we're gonna get this going. All right. So while I'm cleansing my hands with a little Florida water, like, subscribe if you haven't yet. Welcome to the Shadowwrktarot fam. Okay, Shadowwrktarot. All right. All right, we're gonna be going in here. Oh, it was so rainy today. Now it's so beautiful out. All right. I'm gonna get an incense going. All right. We're gonna use a Palo Santo. Okay, Palo Santo. This looks amazing. Palo Santo incense. Let me get rid of. This is what it looks like. I'm probably just gonna throw all these together. All right. Let's get this going. We're gonna cleanse these decks as we always do. And of course, I'm gonna do a quick pass through. These are pretty amazing decks. I forget who actually, the Divine Moon Empress. That's who actually came up with these. Thank you so much. I bought these with my own money, but for sure, this is an amazing deck. A lot of insight specifically to the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. So we're gonna do a little cleansing on that. All right, I'm gonna be reading for the collective, okay? And then this is the Divine Feminine. They have super cute charms on them too. I love the little charms. Super cute. This one has like a tiara, and the other one has like a crown, which is really cool. So check that out, right? So now, if you are in a same-sex connection, because we are LGBTQ plus friendly here, switch the energies, all right? So if you feel like you're more of the person who, you know, because the divine feminine is someone who receives, someone who's nurturing, divine masculine is someone who gets out there and, you know, their energy is, they're like the breadwinner. There's somebody, not necessarily the breadwinner, but there's somebody who goes out and, you know, they own businesses and they work really hard, and women can be in their divine masculine, you know, entrepreneurs, very independent women are sitting in their divine masculine. They have to find some balance. And with finding balance, you know, we all have feminine and masculine in us. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I have to sometimes be in my masculine sometimes, you know, just to understand it, just to be able to protect myself. I didn't have a father growing up, so, I mean, he was around, but he wasn't there to protect me. So I, you know, growing up in a house full of women, I felt like I had to protect myself, you know, and it's like not my mom's job to sit there and protect me when she, you know, conceived me with a man, with the help of a man who should have been there and protected me during certain situations. Another thing about me is I'm trans, so I am a transgendered woman. I used to be male, so that's no, you know, I'm not gonna hide that on my channel. I'm very open. I am part of the LGBTQ plus community, and, you know, this is a safe space. for anybody who is queer, anybody who, you know, has been affected by, you know, being bullied or shamed. I mean, that's part of shadow work, is knowing thyself, right? Knowing self-worth, knowing, you know, what resonates with you and what doesn't, okay? Just like this reading. If it resonates, by all means, take it, but don't make the shoe fit, okay? So we're gonna start with the Divine Masculine. We're gonna do some shuffling. This is gonna be for the collective, all right? And we're gonna be talking a little bit about the energy. So I'm gonna pretty much pull some overall energy on both, but we're gonna start with the Divine Masculine, all right? And we're gonna be kind of going back and forth, and that's okay, because this is gonna be two people who love each other. Okay, oh, whoa, balance. Look at that, that just flew out. All right, balance. So in this situation, the Divine Masculine is finding balance. I love that, because that's kind of what we talked about, right? So balance, overall energy with the Divine Masculine, finding balance, okay? And let's see how the overall energy for the Divine Feminine, and this is the Divine Feminine here, the journey to the Divine Feminine. Same author, she's amazing, so definitely check her out. I got these off Etsy, so if you guys are interested in this deck, Etsy is like the place to go. I love, a little pricey, but you know, the 120 bucks wasn't bad, so totally worth it, guys. And I'll probably tag her. But yeah, let's find out the overall energy when it comes to the Divine Feminine in this situation. All right, collective? Whoop, that just came out. What is this? What do we have here? Okay. Oop, that fell. Divine timing is at play. Okay? So that kind of fell out. Now is the time. Divine timing is at play with this situation. Okay, so what I'm getting here is this Divine Feminine is kind of impatient, and this Divine Masculine is actually, you know, trying to find balance. I don't want to say they're impatient. I just think they need to understand that divine timing for whatever situation this is. We're going to move a little forward. We're going to pull some more cards on both sides. But right now, there's some patience that needs to be addressed, as well as some balance between you two. Okay? All right, so we're going to keep going. I'm going to put this off to the side. I can go off to the side. All right. Now we're going to pull from this side. Independent. Okay. So this isn't a bad thing, but both people kind of have to be independent, right? The Divine Masculine is naturally an independent man. He's somebody who goes out and, you know, they're confident. I mean, look at this guy. He knows what he's doing. He's getting shit done, but, you know, there's something on his mind. All right. So this Divine Masculine seems to be, you know, trying to find some balance within a certain situation. And we're going to move forward, all right? But in this situation, he's, I mean, sometimes acting a little independent while you're in a connection is kind of tough, right? You don't want to just kind of cut the other person off and make them seem like they're not important, or, you know, your independence is more important than the other person's commitment, if that makes any sense. I mean, you can be committed and also be, you know, independent, because that's where we cut off the codependency, right? So with divine timing, I'm sure this feminine here has some stuff going on where, I mean, we'll find out. Let's pull a card. Yeah, she's burnt out. Maybe she's not receiving. Maybe she's also in her masculine. I mean, these 50-50 relationships, you know, when someone's at, you know, 50% and the other person's at 50%, I was going to say 50 cent, I don't know why, but at 50%, you might just get burnt out. Because sometimes we get to 40, you know, we've got the kids, we've got, you know, work. I mean, if you are this divine feminine and you do have children, Most likely, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're going to work, right? Honey, that will burn you out faster than the man who's just going to work and not putting in the work to help with the situation, if this is the case. All right? But divine timing is at play with this situation. I mean, this divine feminine, she's burnt out. She's pretty much just done. I mean, look at this girl's head, it's down, and he's out here just thinking about things and balancing himself out. And, you know, he's thinking about self. But we're going to be moving forward, and we're going to find out a little bit more about this situation. It's starting to get a bit juicier. All right? So nostalgia for the divine masculine. Nostalgia. So maybe this person misses. Maybe they miss the way they used to be before the children. Maybe they miss them as childhood sweethearts. Maybe the divine feminine and the divine masculine came together when they were really young, and he misses those young moments. I mean, it's important in relationships to really spice things up, right? You want to like create fun dates. I mean, you don't have to go out and go to the club and do this. Bring the club home. You know, take 5 seconds out of your day. You know, break out a movie that you haven't seen in a while. You know, do the things that you both love and come together and communicate. I think that's the most important thing. I mean, we get all caught up with work. I mean, these two people here, these people aren't sitting on their asses, okay? I'm gonna be straight up. This divine masculine, this divine feminine, they're hard workers. I mean, you guys can own businesses. You guys can be moguls. You both could be celebrities. I mean, this nostalgia tells me, like, y'all miss being who y'all used to be when y'all met. And I think we all kind of get to that place, you know, where it's even the relationship gets burnt out. You don't necessarily have to get burnt out from work. I understand this woman right here, she's working, but not necessarily the case. I mean, we're going to go a little further though. All right. Receptive. Yes. Okay. Like I said, the divine feminine is very receptive. All right. And, with being receptive, it can sometimes burn you out. It can sometimes make you feel as if you're not getting enough. You might be getting some, but sometimes we get so used to the people that we're around, we don't realize what we're receiving until we lose it, right? So this divine masculine could be in a place where, he's kind of thinking about, like, should I stay in this connection? Should I stay with this person? And this divine feminine seems to be okay with receiving. I mean, receptive is out here, but at the same time, it might not be enough, you know? Maybe this divine masculine needs to go back to how he felt about this divine feminine before they got busy, before the children, came into play. I'm not saying everybody has kids, but maybe he's in a place where he's trying to find balance. And, what this person, this divine feminine, has to do is be open to receive the fact that this is divine timing. This is, a situation that's going to have to take some patience. All right. And we're going to keep going. Passion, yes, for the divine masculine. I bet you the divine masculine misses this, okay, with nostalgia. All right. They miss maybe the sex. I mean, passion doesn't necessarily have to be, that young sex, that fun sex, that interesting sex. It doesn't have to be that. Passion can always be about, like me and my person. I smoke cigarettes, so I know it's a problem. I should probably stop. I actually smoke spirits, which is kind of funny because it's like, I speak to spirit and, there's a connection there, and we both smoke them. And you know what he does? He lights my cigarettes. And I think it's the most cutest thing, but that's passion. That's passion, right? When someone is kind of like making you feel young again. I mean, we sit there and we smoke our cigarettes, and I don't even light them. Like, he opens the doors, things like that. Like, just really sweet things that I'm sure this divine feminine either appreciates or they don't. And that's something that she needs to be receptive of, and she needs to have patience, okay? Because sometimes we get so busy, we don't have time for sex. We don't have time to, sit there and take an hour or 2 hours to do what we gotta do. I mean, some people make it off faster. I don't know, but when you're burnt out, you're burnt out. You have kids, you don't have alone time. And it's super important to find that time and find that balance. And I think this masculine understands that. This masculine feels like he's finding balance for her because she's so burnt out. And that's what I'm getting. And as we move forward, she's a warrior. Now, this divine feminine, okay, it says here, sacred mix of masculine and feminine energy, strength, determination and courage, receptivity, spirituality, and tenderness. Yin and yang are balanced. So this woman is balanced, but she is working way too much. Like I said earlier in the reading, I'm feeling like this. She knows, this divine feminine knows that she's putting on way too much and she's not getting what she deserves. Like pretty much, she's not getting what she deserves as an outcome, if that makes any sense. But she's a warrior. I mean, she's sticking through this. She's here. She's being receptive. She is, in her a mixture of masculine and feminine energy. I mean, I resonate with this card so much because it took so long for me to understand my femininity. It took so long. I mean, growing up, my femininity was only stunted, right? When you are a gay male and you're around a bunch of women, and my household is very toxic, all they did was argue to communicate and throw, the F-bombs when it comes to, the derogatory term for a gay male. They would call me that and tell me, I'm too feminine, I'm doing things way too feminine, so I suppressed a lot of my femininity until I was of age. I was 18, 19, and I came out of, my shell, and I realized who I really was when I pulled myself away. And, that goes back to this warrior card. It really resonates with me. But I understand what it's like to have to hold on to your masculine, side and your feminine side, that receiving, that independence, that, hard worker. I mean, I got my work ethic from my mom, and I love that. I love the fact that, that my mom did that for me. I saw her work. She was a single mom, and she did everything she could. And as I grew up, that's what I learned. That was my work ethic. And, kudos to her for that, right? But moving forward, the divine feminine. Interesting. Sacred feminine, masculine recognizes his feminine and the connection home. Yeah, so they live together, all right? These two people live together. So whether you are the masculine or the feminine, this masculine sees his feminine. He knows that she is the one, okay? This connection is very sacred. And it's something that I'm sure he misses. He misses all the old times, all the passion, and he's trying to find balance all on his own. I mean, this independent card came out, right? So he recognizes her. And I think that's the most important thing here, because you could be living with someone and they don't even notice you. I've been in situations where I lived with someone and it felt so dry, where I felt like I was invisible to the person, which was not fair to me. It wasn't fair to the person. It wasn't fair to my time. But I think this woman is so burnt out. She could even feel that way. She could feel, that this divine timing isn't coming fast enough. Okay. But she is receptive to it. And she's pushing through because what? She's a warrior. And she's doing what she got to do. Because if she has kids, or even for self, she is doing what she has to do in order to make ends meet. Regardless of this masculine, because it seems like this masculine is independent in the situation and trying to find his own balance, right? So as they go head to head, it just feels like they want, he at least wants the old them back. And she's open to receiving this. She's fighting for this, okay? All right, divine feminine. She is detached. She's starting to detach herself, not needing things to work out a certain way, stopping to smell the roses, going with the flow. So, detached doesn't necessarily mean like she's pulling herself away from this person's energy. Detached could totally mean that she is just, she's kind of enjoying what is. And she's kind of not settling for less. She's settling for what is. Okay, they could have had a past together. You guys could have, been high school sweethearts. And the detachment may kind of happen over time. Okay? You may get so, I want to say comfortable. As uncomfortable as that sounds, it may feel convenient, right? But detaching yourself isn't always a bad thing, because it can really cut out the codependency within a connection, which is beautiful. Because it's okay to be independent within a connection. But of course, like this divine masculine is trying to show this feminine, it's all about balance, okay? Let's pull another one for the masculine. Oh, just like I said, honey, date. Date, okay? Date. So this divine masculine must be like so sweet, because it seems like he's thinking about a date. He's thinking, how he used to be, how he courted this feminine back in the day, how they used to court one another. Maybe they went to the movies and he's thinking about doing it again. Let's go to the movies again. We all went through this pandemic and everything was shut down, but he wants to date again. He wants to be, on a date. And it's beautiful. It's such a good feeling when, you're with your person and it's like they want to romance you, if that makes any sense. They want to, put a three-piece suit on, and go out on a date, and you can put a beautiful dress on, throw your hair up, feminine, divine feminine in the collective. It's just such a good feeling being taken care of like that. I mean, that's self-care in itself when it comes to the relationship. Okay, so this person, this divine masculine is thinking of, popping a date, like I said before, spice things up. If we dive into work way too much, we forget about moments like this. We Monday through Friday, 8 to 6:30 or whatever your shifts are, 8 to 3 o'clock, whatever have you, find that time, okay? And have understanding about the situation. I mean, far too much. It's like, oh, we don't go out anymore. We don't do anything. You're boring. You don't exist. I mean, I was told in a connection, since I was so busy kind of, I was going through the dark night of the soul, but that's for another time. But I was going through the dark night of the soul, and my person didn't understand my depression. They didn't understand where I was. And for about a year, we didn't go on dates. We didn't go out to the club. We didn't do really much except stay home. I cooked, I cleaned, I just was home, right? And he worked. And it was like within my depression, he never came into this energy and said, hey, let's go on a date. Let's go out and go do something. We had to work together with that. And I think this is the same situation where this is in his head, like, I want to go on a date with you. I want things how they used to be. And this divine feminine is fighting, and she's burnt out, and she's detached, and she just wants to be able to receive again and have time for that as well. Let's see what she has to say about a lesson, a valuable soul lesson needed to make self whole again. Yeah, I think this is all about patience. This is giving me patience. Yeah, Spirit's saying that this is patience. It's all about, that lesson. Understanding that this is a journey. I mean, the deck is called the Journey to the Divine Feminine, Journey to the Divine Masculine. And this feminine needs to understand that the lesson that she needs to learn is to let up a little bit. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to take up the burdens of everything. You know, it seems like this masculine is trying to find balance and he wants things how they used to be. Well, they need to work together. And that's the lesson here. Work together with your partner. Communicate. That's so important within a connection because you know what? If something isn't said or talked about, how is anything going to get done? What are you guys going to do about it? You know, if it's not being talked about, if nothing's being said and everything's swept under the rug and we use work as our escape. I mean, people fall in love at work, you know? It's like they spend 8 hours at work and the rest of the time at home. And it just seems like there are divine masculines and feminines that do work in their orbit and, or orbit their work, sorry. I'm getting this all mixed up. And it's like, it's easy to fall for your coworker because they're your work husband, your work wife, right? And you build a rapport, but that's toxic in itself. I mean, once you're comfortable and you're content in your connection, this is giving me, this person's burnt out. And, you know, this is giving me vulnerability. Now, a man at work that sees a woman like this, all burnt out, she's not being taken care of. What are they going to do with fresh eyes? They're going to swoop in and take what should be this person's. So he's in his head, this divine masculine is in his head right now talking about, oh, you know, I need to spice things up. I need to, you know, really take a few steps back. And she needs to understand that she needs to get, you know, take some patience and, you know, quit being this warrior who's all up in their masculine and be, you know, receptive and become receptive and be okay with being receptive. And this is all within divine timing. This is something that can't be forced. I mean, nothing good will come out of something being forced. So with that, we're going to keep going. Soulmate. Yeah, this person's your soulmate. I mean, look at them too. They're having such a good time. And I keep going back to this nostalgia card, okay? I keep going back to this divine masculine, and this is from the divine masculine deck. So this is the divine masculine's energy. All right, I keep going back to both these cards on his side. He misses this. He misses the pillow fights, the pillow talk, the pillow sex. Okay? You know, whether you're male or female, male on male, female on female, trans, you know, with a straight man, it's whatever have you. This person misses their soulmate, okay? And that's what I'm getting. You guys have a great time together. When things are good, they're good. But when things aren't, that's where the burnout kicks in and it enables really bad communication, okay? And we're gonna keep going. Independent, okay. Yeah, you both pulled the independent card. You both pulled independent cards. Look at that. You know, she takes no shit. You can tell this woman takes no shit. She's independent with or without kids. All right? And being independent is okay. Like I said, there isn't codependency here. So y'all really are on y'all boss shit. You know, y'all really know what y'all want out of life. But I feel like what's going astray is this nostalgia, feeling young again, going on dates, being able to connect like you used to so you can feel young again, okay? Maybe you guys are a little bit older. Maybe you guys in the collective are a little younger and you guys can't wait till you get to that place. But for now, this independent masculine who really misses his divine feminine soulmate is trying to find balance. And this divine feminine is just burnt out and she's becoming a little detached and she's learning some lessons with divine timing and patience. And within this reading, divine feminine, this is what you're gonna get is patience. Divine masculine, so far, what you're gonna get is understanding that sex, dating, passion, nostalgia, with that balance, work with your divine feminine. Don't make things harder for her. You know, if she's at 50% and you're at 50%, great. But if she's at 40, you might just have to be at 60. And that's okay. And that's okay. It might not be for long. It might be for a long period of time. But if you do have kids together, that's just something you guys have to work out for the children at that point, you know? All right. We're going to keep going. Let's go, Divine Masculine. Okay, he's planning. He's planning, okay? He is planning a date, honey. I knew it. Ooh. So whoever your person is, they are planning a date. I don't mean to ruin the surprise. I probably shouldn't have done this, but woo, he is planning a date, honey. Mm-hmm. You know, this Divine Masculine seems very, you know, organized. He seems definitely like a mogul where like he has all his, you know, T's crossed, his I's are dotted. Like this person is planning. And that's a beautiful thing because it shows he cares. You know, so many Divine Masculines out there don't realize what they have in front of them, and so many Divine Feminines don't realize what they can receive, you know, or what they have been receiving. You know, there's a lack of appreciation here. And this man is out, or woman, or whoever the Divine Masculine is, this energy is planning a date, and it's beautiful. It's like totally giving me like, you know, a romance, like I'm seeing in my like head, like my third eye, I'm seeing like a beautiful, like almost like a candlelit dinner that's on the side of like, you know, a building, and it's like, or a rooftop, and you can see like the whole city, and it's just something so needed, okay? This date is so needed, and this Divine Masculine knows that. And he's planning on something. All right, Divine Feminine, manifest. Look at that. You know what you want. All right? Your guides are out here, and whatever you wish for, see how she's almost like a genie? Anything you wish for, you go get. I mean, that goes with this Independent card. I mean, manifestation doesn't necessarily have to be so ethereal where you're like, oh, I'm going to wish for this and it's going to show up. No. Sometimes manifestation can be an idea in your head, and you go for it. You go for that goal and you go get it. All right? And that's what I'm feeling with you, with this Independent card, as well as manifestation. You're somebody who goes and gets what you need, regardless of what masculine energy is trying to, you know, put out there for you. It's very beautiful, especially with warrior. This tells me that you're somebody who really takes control. And that's beautiful. But sometimes we need to be a little submissive. We need to be okay to, you know, detach yourself from that burnout, to be able to pull away from the everyday and realize you have to take care of what's in front of you. At some point, something's got to give, and someone has to say, okay. And I think this Divine Masculine is in that place where he's like, I'm going to plan a date. I'm going to fix this. Whatever situation's going on, whether the relationship is dry, whether there was some third-party stuff going on. I haven't seen anything about a third party, but I'm really seeing a relationship that is just completely like, almost like self-destructive. And really what you both need to do, Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, whoever you are, collective, you have to come together and communicate, all right? Because it seems like this Divine Masculine is finding balance, and this Divine Feminine is so receptive to the balance, but I haven't seen her find balance, and she's burnt out. She's a warrior. She fights, and she's independent, and she, you know, she manifests everything that she wants. Okay, that's great. We get what we want, but are we giving back? Are you really balancing that part? All right. So yes, forgiving. Okay, I kind of picked up on this. I kind of picked up on not really a third party, but I picked up on some sort of just someone letting someone else down, okay? And this forgiveness, I mean, look, she's got flowers in her hand, so yeah, there's gonna be a date, a reconciliation, and I don't mean reconciliation like you guys broke up and are back together. I mean a reconciliation of that energy, that nostalgia, okay? It's almost like the feeling of the photo. I mean, you see that feeling, the sun's coming up, They're hugging, probably walking in a park somewhere, and it's just everything else is behind them. And that's beautiful. It's a new day, it's a new dawn. So, yes, this divine feminine is in a place of forgiveness with this divine masculine. So, let's see, divine masculine, what's going on with you? Guidance from higher self, spirit, trusted family, or friends, anyone with wisdom. Okay, so maybe this date came from someone kind of giving them guidance. I would say like a brother, a friend, maybe a coworker, maybe someone at the gym, you know, just someone who shoots the shit with this person, with this divine masculine. I mean, it doesn't have to be any of those places. I mean, they could not go to the gym, they could not work, but this divine masculine energy got some guidance. They got a reality check at some point, and they're like, yeah, I need to take care of mine before somebody else takes care of theirs. You know, because another man's trash is what? Another man's treasure. When she's been your treasure this whole time. You know, or he, however you want to switch up the energy. All right, so let's pull from Divine Feminine. Rise. Yes, like the phoenix. So this is giving me rebirth. This is giving me, you know, somebody who is rising from the ashes, all right? Not only as somebody, but this relationship is going to be rekindled. This relationship, they're going to get the spice back that they were looking for, you know, that missing spice in the rack that you just don't want to rebuy because you never use it. Well, guess what? You're buying that spice. And you're going to put that on the rack. And and honey, it might even replace your salt. Okay? So, this gives me new relationship, reconciliation. This is giving me rising above it all. I mean, this person felt very burnt out. Well, guess what? In divine timing, when this date pops, I'm pretty sure she is going to rise above all the other bullshit. Just the lessons she needs to learn, the detachment, being receptive, all these things, she's going to rise above it and actually put it into practice. I think with that type of a trigger, it is going to help her find balance. I know her balance card didn't come out, but when something is reborn and revitalized, it triggers something in you where you feel kind of called to be on the right side of things, if that makes any sense. Let's go, Divine Masculine. Telepathy, yeah, able to hear each other's thoughts and converse mentally, able to sense each other's feelings and moods. Yeah. So, I can see this person being very empathic and a sweetheart, okay? And whatever this energy is, you guys probably finish each other's sentences. You guys know each other like, oh, like, yeah, this is a relationship that's just completely burnt out, okay? It's at a place where everybody's just kind of doing their own thing, but they're in a connection. And at this point, there's no passion, there's no anything. And this divine masculine is scrambling to find balance. And this divine feminine is sitting back kind of like, damn, like he wants balance. He wants to remember how things were. He wants to go back on those dates. He's talking to people about this stuff, you know, this divine masculine. And this divine feminine is kind of like in a place of trying to pull things together, take care of the kids, whatever have you, kind of, you know, go to work, come home, go to work, come home. And she's in a place where she's just like, I need to forgive the situation. I need to forgive you. I need to forgive me. I need to forgive us, because it isn't about one or the other. This is a union. I need to forgive us. He knows what she's thinking. That's why this planning, this guidance, talking to people about that, he knows his woman, his man, whatever the situation is, you take the energy as it resonates. He knows what she's thinking. And she's burnt out. And sometimes we don't know how to talk to each other about being burnt out or about balance. We don't know how to talk about that, especially when it's something we don't wear on our sleeves. You can be burnt out and still have a smile on your face. And it's unfortunate because this looks like, with this nostalgia card, it looks like, and soulmate, like you guys had a lot of fun, divine masculine, divine feminine. Like both of you had a lot of fun back in the day and things just got in the way, and that's okay. That's why this divine masculine is doing his job and he's getting into his divine masculine. I mean, with this telepathy card here, it's telling me that he is also a kind person and he's thoughtful of your feelings and he's attentive in that way. And he's also balancing his feminine and masculine. I mean, you can be a man, straight male, and be balancing your feminine and masculine traits. I mean, you're not a bad person for caring about another person. I mean, damn, that's what you need to do for your woman, or else, like I said earlier, another man's trash, right? So we're gonna pull another card, Divine Femme. Oh my gosh, I kid you not. I can't make this shit up. Y'all both are just so connected. You both, I mean, this is like gonna make me cry. Like, I can't though. Do not cry, girl. Yeah, you both are connected completely. And this is so beautiful. Like, I'm literally like tearing up right now because, like, literally, this relationship just needs not a break, but it just needs a little spark, okay? And you both know that. All right, trust issues, yes. Afraid to be hurt, doesn't trust themselves, finds ways to not trust people, insecure, yeah. Over time, trust issues can form. You don't have to cheat on somebody in order for these trust issues to occur. If the sex hasn't been there, you know, the attention hasn't been there, these things form. And this divine masculine is in a place where I don't know what to do. This is my person, you know? And with this guidance card, it's really telling me that they're really looking for answers. And the only way is to bring back, okay? To bring back what was lost, which was the fire. And this divine feminine, she is receptive to that. She is all about that right now, okay? She might be burnt out, but she's down. She is down to fix this, okay? This divine feminine, whoever you are, you're down to fix this. Because you know what you guys had back in the day. You were part of it, you know? It takes two to tango in this situation. Transformation, yeah. Transformation. The process of upgrading one's ability to navigate through the obstacles of life while maintaining inner peace. Yes. Okay? This is all about change. It's all about, I'm seeing the death card in my third eye. You know, death of the old, the stale. This calls for transformation. And you know what? You're gonna get it. You're gonna receive that. All right? We're gonna keep going over here. Chance. Wanting to take a leap of faith, ready to take a chance, not wanting to miss out on an opportunity, divine masculine. This divine masculine is like down. He is down. Down to fix this because he knows you two are more than just, I mean, you're his divine feminine and he's your divine masculine. You both are telepathic, soulmates. And he's willing to take whatever chances he needs to take in order to find balance within this connection. But unfortunately, this card, the negativity, yeah. So what I'm getting from here is this is part of, you know, he has trust issues that formed and you have negative thoughts, which may look like trust issues as well. okay? Because like I said, it takes two to tango. So when this person feels like they can't trust their feminine, okay, and they're becoming very insecure, these negative feelings start to stir up, okay? And we don't want to get there. We want to what? Transform, okay? Notice how I'm covering up that girl because we don't want to be that girl in this situation. Divine feminine, okay? It's all about transformation. We want to be this girl. Katniss Everdeen, rising from the ashes. Okay? That the girl on fire. It's giving me that song by Alicia Keys. This girl is on fire. Yes, you are on fire, honey. That girl is on fire. All right. Okay. I'm going to pull another card from the masculine. Forgiveness. You both are in this place, okay? You both are in a place of forgiveness. Like I said, it's not about forgiving one another. It's about the union. If you two care about the union, and this is important to both of you because you are his divine feminine, you are to this masculine, his divine feminine, and a soulmate. So, yeah, those don't come very often. So forgiveness is key. This is one of the lessons that I had to learn within a connection is forgiveness. Because of attention being lost, you know, I didn't have much attention from my person. They were busy working and I was busy with my depression while I was going through the dark night of the soul. And it's like trust issues formed and other things happen, you know, and my heart goes out to you guys with this situation because forgiveness is key for the union, you know? And that's the place he's at. All right? Healing. And it seems like this is going to be very healing for not only you, Divine Feminine, because this is from the Divine Feminine deck. It'll be healing for both of you. And of course, at the entirety, the union itself. All right. So we're going to pull a few more cards. I'm going to take 2 more cards from the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, and we're going to wrap this reading up. Okay. We have, yes, reconciliation. Like I said before, this union just needs a rebirth. Okay? And that's with the Divine Masculine, spirit baby. Maybe you guys are expecting. You know, when you see a baby in readings, it's also new birth. I mean, they both came out at the same time. Reconciliation, a new baby is born. Maybe you guys are going to have a kid within this reconciliation. That's going to be a beautiful baby because you know what? You both are stepping into beautiful energy. Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine. You both are working through karma, lessons, learning lessons. And you guys are getting through it. And that's the most important thing, is to get through it. So this reconciliation is not only successful, but if you are having a child, I mean, this gives me more of a new birth of reconciliation, you know, rising from the ashes, a rebirth. It could be that. But if you are having a child with this person, you know, congratulations. But it's going to be beautiful. Because it's going to be on solid foundation, okay? You're not going to be in this burnt out energy anymore. And I'm not saying one single date is going to do that. But something's got to give, you know? All right, we're going to do one more for both sides. And this is going to bring about confidence, okay? No more trust issues with Divine Masculine. We're going to have nothing but confidence going forward once all this occurs, okay? So this is a beautiful way to wrap up the reading on Divine Masculine within this connection, because at the end of the day, he is gaining confidence. What man doesn't look good with confidence? It's so beautiful. And Divine Feminine, karma, paying off karmic debts owed from past lives and present life. Yes. So you could, Divine Feminine, you could possibly have past life karma, and you will be paying it off by learning these lessons. And I think that's money well spent. You know how hard it is for people to identify what karma they do and don't have? This is beautiful. You're going to be paying off some karma by just being the better person in this situation and receiving and opening up to the idea that, damn, I have a person and I haven't been paying attention to them just as much. It's not just me in the situation. I know us as women, we're, you know, very emotional, and we're like, if we don't get the attention from our man, we just go off, right? And if it's a comfortable situation, it's easier to kind of be in that energy. But at this point, hopefully by the end of the reading, you'll realize this is some karmic debt that you're paying off. It's a beautiful thing. And not all karma is bad. You could also be gaining positive karma. That's why I said this new baby that's coming in. You know, if you don't want to have kids, wrap it up. We already know how that works. You know, maybe take an extra pill. I don't know. But it's definitely karma, okay? Karma. Beautiful karma. All right? So that wraps up the reading. So like, subscribe, share. Check out the description box. I've got some information on personals. If if the collective wants any personals, I'll have information about that in the description box. Definitely like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and have a blessed day.